YouTube, this is Chris from Mercy MacGyver. How are you guys doing on this Remembrance Day evening? This is my photo razor app or program on my computer, and then I upload the picture, and then I select different sizes on the paper to get how many pages, and you can change it to make it bigger or smaller, and the bigger it gets, the more pages gets added in. And then you just click on that button, and then it saves it to the computer, and then it brings it up on the PDF file program, and then you print it off. And that's how I do all my pictures. And I got my back seat done and glued together and glued to cardboard. And then I also have both front seats done. Then I just cut these out and then do some measurements and then cut out 2x2s. And because this is the best picture I could find on the internet in the Yahoo images. It wasn't perfectly straight on the seat, it's kind of on an angle. So when you go like this, kind of pushes out that way, and then when you go straight on here, cuts it off that way because it's more on an angle instead of being straight, like doing like a straight on view. So I just have to make some calculated measurements and go do a straight frame and then just template this in. And I can do the squirt tubing or the 2x2 square framing, and then I can fill it in with expanding sealant foam. And then I have other pieces of styrofoam that came with my previous parcels, and I'm going to put one inside here, and then I'm going to put some 3/4 inch angle iron inside the square styrofoam padding from my previous parcels, and then I can put the angle iron inside there, inside the foam, and then one across, and then I'll put little legs coming down through the piece of plywood that'll be on the bottom of the framing. So when I cover this up with plywood, front and back, and I drill holes in the plywood to insert the foam, it'll fill the whole compartment up, and then the legs will protrude through the bottom of the plywood mold, and then I'll have another piece of angle iron going from one leg post to the other, so it'll be like this, and that'll be the actual legs, so it'll actually bolt in the car and actually have the gap from the bottom of the seat to the floor, so it'll actually be realistic, so it'll actually bolt to the floor like a real car, and that'll be my seats. And then on over here, I've done the one that I showed on the computer there with the headlights. I've done that one. I just have to cut and glue this one together. And then I also have the grille done out. And I'm just wondering if I should do the original headlight covers, so they actually open up and then run servos to open up to expose the headlights. So you guys can give me an idea on that one if you want to see that on me generally, or if I should just have it just open with the headlights. And for this size of the car, I'm thinking for the headlight, the headlight buckets or the pods. I was thinking of using, because these are pretty good size headlights. The headlights are 2.5 inches in diameter. The driving lights are 1.5 inches. So I was thinking of using plastic funnels and then just cut them down, and then I can use my Lexan plastic and then glue it on, seal it onto the funnel, and then get some silver reflective tape and do the inside of the funnel for the reflective part, and then just take some tin and cover it on the back side. And then the same thing with the tail lights. I have that posted up on the wall there, my other template or blueprint, which will be the actual size, 35 inches wide. And I just have to find another picture online that has better detail of the tail light, print it to scale, and then cut it out. And then I can cut out the actual lens off the picture that I print off, and then I can actually stick it behind my clear plastic, and then I can cut it out, trace it and cut it out. And I'm looking at the FlySky 10 channel controller, and it's got the 2 push buttons on the back. One will be the ignition or the startup sound kit. The second one will be the horn, and then it's got the 2 switches on this side. One's a two-way switch, the other one's a 3-way switch, and then there's another 2-way switch and a 3-way switch on these. And I'm thinking of running those for my headlights, driving lights, tail lights, and then the 4th one will be for whatever else. And then I'm running for the headlights. I'm thinking of trying to find 13mm RC lights, but I can't find. They have the angel eye ones that are red and white, blue and white, green and white, and all that. So I can't really find straight white ones unless I go down at 10mm, and then I'm gonna have to probably run 4, I'm thinking. And then for the tail lights, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run multiples in the top and the bottom. I'm gonna run multiples of each, and certain ones will be on and certain ones will be off. The ones that will be on the switch, so I just flick it on and I'll have my tail lights. And then the other lights that are off will be wired to the reverse. So when I hit the brakes, that the other lights will kick in, so it'll be dim. And then when I kick on the brakes, they'll get brighter with the two sets of lights. So I'm going to do that. And then these will probably be about 1.5 inches as well. And I'll probably either run, being 1.5 inches in diameter, probably be a 10mm light bulb should be sufficient for the backup lights. The driving lights, it'll probably have 10mm as well. And then the headlights will probably have 4 10mm LED light bulbs, headlights, inside the actual light there. And then the big picture that I have here is the front side of the generally. So I was printing these, trying to get these to scale to the actual car. Scale on that. That's what I've got done so far. I just have to, and then I still have I have the dash here as well. I should have to find a piece of cardboard that it'll fit on, and then glue it to that, and then I can cut it out, and then build a framing, molding frame for it. I've been lucky. I've been finding cardboard that's perfect size for these. especially the back seat, bigger. But when I printed this one off, the printer goofed up. Kind of shrunk it down, so when I cut this out, I'm going to have to measure this side and then build it for this side, because that's what, 5 inches here, and then it's like 3.5, 4.5 over here, so it's kind of crooked. And I have to kind of glue it. It's kind of the downfall with printing big poster pictures. Printers have to mess up more often than just a single page. And then I'll do the back seat, 2 front seats, the dash, and then I'll mold them out of expanding foam, carve them out. And then the seats, front seat, back seat, and the dash will all bolt into the car. And then I have the old computer desk with the V bracket for the CD discs. I'm going to take 2 of those and bend them, and because they're shaped like this for the CD rack, I'm going to bend down and then curve up the side, and then that'll be the back roof pillar. And then I'll get some more 1/2 inch angle iron, and then I'll run it across the back and frame in the top, frame in the roofing for the window, and then I'll bolt it all together, and then I'll do the roof line going to the front, and then one going across the front, and then the front pillars, and then I'll run one from the back down the side, go from the back to the front pillar, and then it'll be all kind of like a shell, or a 3D skeleton shell of the roof. And then when I build the other frame on the car, I can just take the roof and drop it on and bolt it to the frame, and then I just slap in the glass, the windows, and then use my sculpting mesh, mold it over the, fill it in with fiberglass, and then that'll be the body. That's my plan for the Generali. And I got a lot more, got some money, extra money now, so I can actually order a whole bunch more parts and components. So you'll be seeing unboxings of those when they arrive. So please like, subscribe, comment. Any hints or tips you want to give me or have for me, that'd be great. Enjoy your evening and have a great rest of your weekend. And join the RC clubs and have fun racing around. Peace out.